So in the next few episodes, I will just be treating some of the questions that have been coming through. There are a lot of messages that I get, a lot of them asking and trying to get clarifications on some of the topics that I've treated already. Some of them too are peculiar to people who want them answered. I mostly try to answer them directly to them, but when you try to test back, it's not really as vivid and as visual as you would want it to be. So I just felt it will be prudent that I treat some of these questions. So that's what I'll be doing in the next few episodes. Well, today I'll be treating one question from a gentleman who was asking how he can make hotel reservations, he can make flight reservations ahead of his travels, and also he asked of how he can create his own travel itinerary. I'm sure he's heard me talk about travel itineraries in some of the episodes, and so he wants to know how to create it. So I'm just going to be delving much into this, and I hope that it will help some of you who have similar questions or same questions. Okay. So let's start off with the travel itinerary. For me, itinerary simply would mean your plan. When you're embarking on any travel or any expedition, any project, you have a plan that you put in place, because you just don't wake up and say, I want to just travel to so and so country. I mean, even if it is something impromptu, there are still plans that you put in place. That is where you'll be sleeping or where you'll be residing, where you'll be going to, the amounts involved, and all of that. So when we talk about a travel itinerary, it means your plans for the travel. So when you go for your interview and then you're asked by the interviewer that what is your travel itinerary, they're just asking you what is your plan. So I'm just going to make samples of that. Let's assume you are traveling to the States for tourism purposes. So you are in your country, you have some leave days, and you want to take some time off. You want to go on vacation in Dubai, in the States, wherever you want to go to, and you've got to create a travel itinerary. How do you go about it? So because it's a tourism thing that you're embarking on, obviously there are spots or tourist sites that you want to go and visit, obviously, right? So these places, you would have to put them down, know how much it costs to even go there, if there are fees to be paid, because some tourist sites are free, some are also payable. You've got to pay a fee. How much is going to cost you? Where would you be sleeping? How many days would you be spending? And amongst other things. So that is going to be in the travel itinerary that we're going to create right now. So if you're coming to the US and you're going to visit the Statue of Liberty, Times Square, maybe where else in the States? Those popular places. There's this nice place that you want to visit, amongst other things. We need to do an itinerary. I always say that an itinerary does not really have a template to it. A template, because your itinerary is different from mine. The only difference is the content in it. You get it. So you get your computer and you put all these details down. If you don't have it, you can jot it down on your phone, get it printed out. So you, first of all, if you're going to spend, let's say, 10 days in the US and you'll be visiting all the places that I mentioned, so you identify those places, right? Maybe when you're going to depart from your country. So maybe you're departing on the 5th, so you write departure 5th, arrival on the 6th. Maybe it's a transit, so you're taking a day. Now the next day, which means we've done 2 days already, so the third day you're right, rest, because you'll be checking into your hotel. You want to have some rest before you embark on all the expeditions that you want to have in the States. The fourth day, you write visit to Statue of Liberty. Now the Statue of Liberty, you've got to pay, so you can either book ahead of time, or you can also get to the venue and then book it. The only difference is that you're not assured you're going to get a ticket when you come on that day. But I can say that I have been there, I've been to the Statue of Liberty, and I know that you can have a ticket to buy that very day, because I went there and we bought it that very day. And so you identify, so maybe it's going to cost you maybe $5, or I think it was like $7 or something, I forgot, or $14. You allocate that amount there, then you move to the next one. On the 5th day, rest, because you went to the Statue of Liberty on the 4th day, so you'll be resting on the 5th day. On the 6th day, visit Times Square, then you put it there. The Times Square is an open space, so you don't get to pay for anything, so you put it there. On the 7th day, rest. On the 8th day, you have an event. Maybe there's an event coming up in the States at Palladium or something in Bronx, you put it there. Maybe a musical concert, the amount, if there are tickets involved, you put it there. And then you come to the 9th day, rest. And then on the 10th day is when you are departing from the States. So you see, at least if anyone takes this travel itinerary from you, they know how your schedule is like, what your plan is like, even as you come into the States, and that makes it easy for you. So if the amounts are involved, make sure you have enough money to cater for them, and that's simple. So that's how to make a travel itinerary. If it's for any other reason, maybe medical purposes, you can create it in that same format, right? Please do subscribe, okay? Let's get into the other aspects. That's reservations. Reservations, you can make it anywhere you find yourself. The only thing you need is the internet, your phone, your computer. I mean, anything that can make you browse, right? So if you're coming to the States and maybe for, a visit like how I indicated, and up for some hotels, it's not so difficult for you to look out for them. It's easy for you to do that. You can just go on the internet, Safari, Google, just search for hotels in the states that you're going to be in. So if you're going to be in New Jersey, if you're going to be in New York, and you want to find a hotel, just Google maybe hotels in Manhattan, hotels in New Jersey. A lot of them will pop out, okay? And you'll be able to select which one you want. But for me, I would say that because you want a cheaper one, not necessarily a cheaper one, a very affordable one, there's a strategy to go with. So you can type cheaper hotels in Manhattan, and it's going to pop up. Those hotels give you the variations, the amount involved, and all of that, and you would be able to select which one you want to go in for. I always recommend for people to not book hotels, especially if you're coming for a few days and maybe you don't have the financial capacity like that. What I would recommend to you is that if it's possible, just book a motel. A motel is quite cheaper. It just doesn't have all the luxurious things you see in a hotel. If you want the luxurious things, obviously you're going to pay more for that, and so you can go in for a hotel. But if you want affordable thing, you can go in for a guest house, a motel, an inn, also even an Airbnb. It's quite cheaper, just that you have to fend for yourself, because no breakfast for you, no lunch for you, no dinner for you, as you would have it in a hotel. But if you can go around these things, why not book something that is cheapest? Just book it online and then it's done. You can go to their platforms. I don't want to do advertisement for them, but there are platforms that you can actually go on. They have selected hotels and all of that available for you, even at discounted prices, because you're on their platforms. But let me tell you, you'll pay a quota to them because you're using their platform to book it. Yeah, that's the difference. So I would say, if you want, just go on the internet itself. When you identify the hotel or the motel or which one you want to choose, just click on that. It will take you to the portal of that hotel, the motel, the inn, and then they have a slot for that. They can tell you how to reserve it, or how to book any of the things they have available on their portal. So I think it's not as difficult as it sounds when people want third parties to do it for them. I think you can do it yourself, even on your phone, right? Now, the pros and cons about the reservation is that because you're reserving, you do it ahead of time. So if your travel is in the next month, you can do it maybe a month ahead or 2 months ahead, and it will be granted you. However, there's a deadline to that because they also want to be sure you are still coming to their hotel or their motel, and so they will give you maybe a deadline that if by this time you've not cancelled it, we will deduct the amount from you because we assume that you're coming to a hotel, right? So, and I think they mostly do it, I think 24 or 72 hours or 48 hours prior to your travel to the place. Do you get? So if you say you're booking maybe from the 14th, by the 12th of that month, you need to either cancel it or agree that you're going to pay it. So that's why they ask for your credit card or your debit card, because there's some sort of payment that should be done. If not that, then if you have any changes, if maybe there's been any changes that you want to have, you can do that, right? So it's not as difficult. And it's the same thing with flight reservation too. You can go on the platforms, the portal KLM, Etihad. I mean, all the airlines that you know they're available to you of the country of origin, right? Just go there and then select which one you want. You go on the portal, you see, I mean, a whole lot of offers for you. You can book them ahead of time so that you don't, I mean, struggle when it's time for you to travel. You get, so just go on that portal, right? And then you see a variation of offers that they have for you. Mostly when you even book ahead of time, you get it at a very discounted price, right? In comparison to booking it very close to the time of travel. So you go on the portal, if it's KLM, if it's I don't know if you want to do adverts for them, but all the airways that you know, you can just go on their portal. They have maybe book or reserve a flight, so you can do that, and then you can reserve your seat. But you know, it will also come in that same format when you book your hotels and all of that. It's the same thing. They will give you a deadline to pay. If by that time you've not cancelled it, they assume that you're flying with them, so they will deduct from your account. But it should be that simple. Just go on the portal of the preferred airline, because you see different airlines. Ethiopian Airlines, they do transit. There are some that will bring you directly to the states, that's Delta Airlines, and some other ones. You can go on it, book the seats that you want, available seats that you want, and then you can get it going. So they are not so cumbersome as it looks like, and I even prefer that you do it by yourself, so that if there's any mishap or anything, you are able to explain it and understand it well. You get it. So let's just try this on our own. But if you have any challenges whatsoever, if I can be of help, why not? I will do it for you. So I hope that this will go a long way to helping you, making you feel very easy in making your own travel itinerary, which I've told you, very simple. Also booking your flight or your hotel reservations, you can do all of these things by yourself, right? I'll be answering more of the questions that I've been seeing on in my emails very soon, so please just stick and stay. I'm not going to mention your name, but I am just going to be answering them so that you have a pictorial, a visual idea of how it must be done. Okay, so I'll see you next time in here in my space. Okay?